Hello friends, and welcome back to another art video. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying inside. I hope you guys aren't too bored. And most importantly, I hope you guys are staying healthy. So this week we're going to have a little bit of a different art video. So last week I talked to you guys about value, and I did a whole video series on different kinds of value. And my thought was that the packets actually were going to be out that week. But it turns out that most people didn't get the packets until that Thursday. And so it turns out I was supposed to not tell you guys anything about value until this week. So because of all that mix up, I won't be posting the line videos until next Monday, April 20th. So hopefully that'll give you guys some time to finish up the value projects. And then we can come back in on Monday when you guys get the packets on Thursday for the line and really have some fun with the line activities. And hopefully the videos will be fun for you guys as well. So even though we're going to be starting line next week, I still wanted you guys to have a fun video this week just in case you guys finish up all the value stuff early. So with that in mind, we're going to be talking about a type of art that I've been wanting to tell you guys about for a long time, and that is digital art. Now, over the last couple of semesters, we've been talking a lot about different kinds of artwork and different ways to make art, like painting and drawing and sculpture and all that good stuff. But there is a new type of art that's been getting really popular ever since computers started getting bigger, which is digital art. Digital art, like the name says, is when an artist makes work using art programs on their computer. This is actually how many cartoonists make art in this day and age, since it's fast, has a ton of features, and can be displayed very easily online. Now, while digital art has been getting a lot more popular, one of the drawbacks is as you get older, you want to find more programs that work really well with it. And if you want to do stuff more professionally, getting a computer that works really well and getting a good program might cost a lot of money. But the good thing is, today I'm going to be showing you guys two different programs that you guys can use for digital art that not only work pretty well, but are also free to use. Now, one of the drawbacks of these programs is that it works best with a touchscreen device. Now, you can still use your mouse and it'll work pretty well, but for the most part it is a little more challenging, and you probably will be more successful if you have a touchscreen device. Thankfully, the programs that I'm going to be showing you today are available on all different kinds of devices. So you can even use a phone, you can use a tablet, you can use a touchscreen laptop if you have that, or if you borrowed a Chromebook from the school, you can use at least one of these programs on there. So it should be readily available for you guys to try out. Now, the first program I want to tell you guys about is really special because you don't need to download a program or an app to your device at all. All you have to do is go to a website and you can use it right away. This one's called Sketch.io. Now, Sketch.io will not have nearly as many features as something like Photoshop, but it is a fun way to start practicing and playing around with digital art. All you have to do is type Sketch.io into the search bar, and then once you're on the website, you're going to want to click on whatever language you want to use. I'll use English since that's what I'm speaking. Once you click that, you'll see right away it takes you to a blank sheet of paper. Now, on the left, you'll see a whole bunch of tools that you can choose from, and if you click on this little button right here, you can actually change out which tool you want by clicking on this little button right here. And you can see already that there's a whole bunch of tools that you can choose from, anything from eraser to paintbrush, all that good stuff. I'm going to pick pencil because that's my personal favorite, but again, I encourage you guys to try it out and see which ones you like the most. Now, of course, you can add different colors and things like that. I'm going to be using this just to make regular lines, so the best way to do that is make sure that you press the fill button off, so it automatically will look like this. And it's going to add color to it, so you're going to want to click it off right here and make sure your outline is turned on like this. Make sure the little paint drop right here is turned on, and you're going to want to make sure that it's whatever color you want. You can also change the size of it at the bottom right here. I think 3 is a good one right now, but if you want to make it pretty big, you can make it all the way up to 246, which is incredibly huge, but hey, you know what? You might be able to use that. So I'm going to go down to back to 3, or as close to 3 as I possibly can. And then if you go right over here, you should be able to just start drawing straight onto your little sketch pad. And again, this works really well with touchscreen. So I'm using touchscreen and I have a little stylus that I'm using as well. But you can do it through mouse as well. So I'm going to be using my mouse right here. Oop. Anyway, I'm going to be using my mouse right here and you'll see it works pretty well too. Now the cool thing about this is that every time you make a mark on here, it's going to change it and make it into what's called a layer. So if you go up right here to this little button that has all the different papers on it, that will be your layers area. What layers is, it's basically a digital art way of saying when something is painted or drawn right on top of something else. It's almost like they're stacked on each other. So if we look right here, you can click any of these pencil layers and I can change any of these as well. So already just with the couple of marks that I've made on here, I've already had a whole bunch of layers. So I guess you could say that digital art is a lot like onions and ogres.
Layers! Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. You get it. We both have layers.
Now the thing I like most about layers is that it makes mess ups so much more manageable. So let's say we did a mess up. Let's say that this little area right here is something that I don't want in my final product. No need to worry, no need to freak out and start over. All you have to do is go up to your little layers area, make sure you click on the layer that you want to change. So in this case, I'm going to choose my first one and you can see it's highlighted. If I wanted to choose this one right here, I would click one of these and just click through and you'll see what areas. So if I want to change this one, all I have to do is click on it and then either press delete or backspace on my computer and voila, it's gone. I don't even like this right here, so if I want to change that too, you can even click right on the little area, backspace or delete, and there you go. That is the beauty of layers. Alright, so I went back in later and I kind of zhuzhed it up a little bit so that way this character wasn't so horrible looking. So I'm going to show you guys how to color. It's going to sound a little crazy, but I hope you guys will kind of understand it a little bit after a while. So go back to where you change out the tools and I want you to click on paintbrush right here. Make sure fill is turned off, make sure outline is turned on, and you can click whatever color you want. I'm going to go ahead and pick a skin color for mine because I want to add some skin color to it. And again, you can add, I'm going to go for a smaller brush so that way I can go in and actually color it a little bit better. And all you have to do is go right on top of it and you'll start seeing that I'm coloring it just like you would in a coloring book. Now, if you're watching this right now, you might already start thinking about something. You might be saying, Mr. C, why is all the color on top of everything? Why is it not going under? Well, if you remember, everything here is on a layer. So when we added a new layer, that went right on top. So what we have to do now is go to our layers and we see all our paintbrushes right here. Everything that says paintbrush, I want you to click on it and I want you to press your control key on whatever device you're using. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how to do this in your phone if you're using a phone or a tablet, but hopefully I'll show you later a place you can go that will help you do this. But if you're working on a Chromebook or a computer, all you have to do is hold down the control key, click all four of these paintbrush things, click and hold, and move them all the way down underneath your pencil. There you go. You'll see all the paintbrushes got moved to the bottom, and so now it's actually looking like a regular coloring thing. So remember, layers are incredibly important to make sure what's on top and what's on bottom. Now, as you can see, this is not the best looking thing in the world. I personally don't use Sketch.io a lot for this reason, so I'm going to be showing you a little later a program I like more. But if you can't really download anything to your device or use something that you can actually download on your computer, this is actually a pretty decent way just to practice. Now, the really cool thing also is, let's say you actually make something that you really like on here, you can actually save it later and save it to your device. All you have to do is go down here to where the little save button is, press export, press download, and then press download one more time, and there you go. It's going to save right to your computer. And there's my little guy I drew right there. Now, hopefully I helped with a little bit, but again, I don't use this a lot, so I'm not the master at this. So, Sketch.io has a bunch of really awesome things to help. All you got to do is go down to this little help button right here that says user guide. Click on that, and you'll see there's a whole bunch of different things that you guys can use on here. So if you want to learn about different tools you can use, if you want to learn about stuff like zooming and filling and layers and all that good stuff, if you want to learn about exporting, all that stuff, this is a really good tool that actually has little videos to show you guys how to actually do it. And again, they're gonna know so much more than I am. So that right there is a very, very basic way to use Sketch.io, and I'm going to be showing you a better program in just a second. Now, the other program I want to show you guys is absolutely free, and it's really fun to use. The only catch is you do have to download it to your device. Now, I know downloading programs to your computer is really risky and dangerous for a lot of things. I know I've basically destroyed my computers in the past by doing it. Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. But thankfully, this program is made by a big design company, so it's totally safe and doesn't have any viruses or anything like that. Though I do recommend you still get an adult's permission to download it before you put it on a computer or a device. It's called Autodesk Sketchbook. Now, if you follow the link that I'm going to be posting on this video and on the Google Classroom, it'll take you right here to Autodesk Sketchbook. Now, if you want to download it to your computer, if you're working on a computer, you'll have to press the download button, and then you can pick whatever computer you have. So some people might have a Mac, some people might have Windows. You can click right here for whatever computer you have. Your system most likely will automatically pick up on it. So you can go down here and you'll see you just have to click on this, and you'll have to follow all the steps to download it. Now, this is where you'll most likely need an adult's help. So this is where you really need to make sure that you're talking to whoever is the owner of your computer and have them help you out. Now, again, unfortunately, if you're using a Chromebook from the school, you won't be able to use this app at all. So that's why it's really good that it also is available on phones and tablets, so that way you can use it on other devices that you might have besides a computer. Another really awesome thing about Autodesk is that you can use it on either a tablet or a phone, and it's still absolutely free. So let's say you go to the App Store and you type in Autodesk Sketchbook, and it's right there. It's totally free. It works pretty similar to the one that we'll be talking about later on, and it's really good if you don't have a computer that you can download programs to. So there should be multiple ways for you to try out this program if you want to give it a try. Now, this is what Autodesk Sketchbook looks like on a computer. So I'm going to be showing you guys a couple things on it, and you can already see it looks pretty similar to Sketch.io, but it has so many more features, and I promise you guys this one actually works really good. So, same as the last one, if you look over here on the left, you'll see all the different tools you can use. Now, I always like to start with pencil, so I'll click with pencil. And if you go up here, you see these two little areas. One has the color, so I'm going to keep it black, but you can change it to whatever color you want. And then over here is the size. Now, the way Sketchbook does the size of your tool is something that's really interesting. So you actually hold down, and either go left or right, and drag your mouse left or right, depending on what size. If you want it to go up, you can move the size up like this. If you want it to go down, you're going to still hold your mouse and go down. And you'll see at the bottom, it has the different size. So I'm going to keep it at 9. So all you have to do is start sketching, and you'll automatically see that it looks pretty much the same, if not better, than Sketch.io. So right here, can already start to come up with a character, or even if you want to do a landscape. Now, what's really cool is if you see right here, I made a mess up. You don't have to go through the layers and all that stuff like you do with Sketch.io. All you have to do is go up to the undo and get rid of it. And there you go. So here's my little guy right here. I'm going to show you really quickly how to color. And the coloring in this is a lot better than in Sketch.io. So you can do the way that we showed, where you put some paint down and then you drag it over to the layers. If you look over here, you'll see the layers. If the layers selection isn't up, all you have to do is go down to the bottom and click these two little pictures that stand for the layers area. But I already have it up on mine. So all you have to do, if you want to do the paint one, is click this little plus button that says add layer. And you can go in with a paintbrush. Let's say I want to do my skin color again. And you can paint right on top of it like this. If you need to change the size, you can go over here. Remember, hold down, drag. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to add color. Now, while you're doing this, you might say, wow, you know, this is fun and everything is just like painting, but it takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to be showing you in just a second how to change it up. So let's say that you're all done with your painting. You just take it. You're going to click this little up and down arrow. It kind of looks like an elevator. You're going to drag it down underneath your pencil. And there you go. Just like that. Now, I'm going to show you a different way. So let's pretend we didn't do that. So you're still going to make a new layer right here. And I want you to go to this little paint bucket, which is the fill. You're going to click on that. Now, when you first do the fill, you might see something like this, as a little paint drop on there. I want you to click on it so that way it has a little shadow underneath. That means that your fill button is going to look at all the different layers that you have to fill it in. If you did it normal, it would fill in the entire paper like this. You don't want to do that. So you want to click that little button, select the layer, select the color you want, go to where you want to color it in, and there you go. That's so much easier. And this is what a lot of people end up using. So you can do that. You can do his hair. And already we have a almost totally done picture just by coloring and using the fill button. Now, there are so many details to this and so many different tools you can use. So I'm going to be uploading a couple of tutorials that I found on YouTube that are going to go over way more than I can here. But I highly recommend you give this a chance if you are able to download stuff on your computer, and if you have a touchscreen device at all, I highly recommend Autodesk Sketchbook because it's just so much fun and you can do a lot of stuff with it. I really hope you guys like Sketchbook. I've always really loved Sketchbook. In fact, it's what I started using back in high school when I really started getting into digital art, so I highly recommend it and I swear by it. So if you guys are looking for something to do this week that's art related, I really think you guys should try out both of these programs. Give digital art a whirl. Who knows? It could be your next big hobby. If you have any questions about it, remember to try out all those different user guides. YouTube is a great resource. Or if you really have a question, don't forget to come to our office hours on the day that your grade is going from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I think that about does it for this week. You guys should be getting the line packet for next week this Thursday, and then I'll be posting videos to help you out with that packet on Monday. So hopefully you guys have some fun with those activities. Until then, if you try out the digital art and you come up with something really cool, I would love to see pictures of whatever you make. So don't forget to send it to my email address at xavier.corrales@westschools.org. Alright kiddos, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. I miss you.